It's hard getting old.
Yeah.
Can you fix a carburetor on a Toro zero-turn 580s too?
Most certainly cannot.
I can.
Yeah. Again,
that's weird to me that you can't do that.
No, that's not weird to you. You're just lashing out at this point. But I think the expectation is that we should have done this sooner, Joshy. Like, this is on us. I mean, we let it get to the point where it's 2 months. But, I mean, let's be honest. How many emails that we get here on a daily basis
do I care about?
Are actually relevant to Mark Chimera?
Or do you need to even see?
Correct.
1%, probably less than 1%. So with 2 months of having no password.
Yep. So
all the emails
Joshy, like Chewy's phone was just populating emails after the password was reset.
Would you guys like to guess how many emails I now have to delete?
I would love to guess.
2 months.
So 2 months worth of email. I am going to say, because we get a lot of unnecessary emails. I'm trying to think of the emails I get, but also I'm on like distribution lists.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Do you get put on so just for example, the woman who manages the office, are you on those? Are you getting emails about hey, we're cleaning out the fridge? Or do they just not even include
I get
you?
those.
I think that goes.
I get those.
He's definitely, because this went to the entire Avenue office, that Sophie the dog is visiting today from 9 to 10. So he's definitely on that.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a guess.
I'm going.
Hold on. You got to go Price is Right style.
Oh boy.
Oh, you
got to
go
go
over.
Price is Right
Okay,
style.
so closest without going over.
I'm going 277.
Oh, in 2 months? It's got to be way higher than that. I'm going to say 502.
You both lose. Joshy almost had it.
What? Really?
261.
Oh.
Now, my next question, is there a way I can just delete all of them?
Yes.
Without having to go individually and delete each one?
Yeah. Again, easier if you can open it on your desktop there. Which we
this
can.
thing?
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
And also you use, which is not the normal way, I use the app for Microsoft Outlook. You use the actual native mail.
Do you know what happened there?
No, I didn't know there was more.
Which is why I'm glad that you're the one who fixed his phone this time.
Oh yeah.
Because when Chewy initially started doing, because I mean you did the Sunday morning show for how many ever years with Craig. And when you transitioned to doing the morning show and an everyday host, somebody decided that Chewy needed a Good Karma Brands email. Mm-hmm. So we set that up for him, and I put the Outlook app on his phone.
And it blew it up.
And it somehow deleted all of his contacts,
yeah.
which he pretended to be mad at. But I think that he was actually thankful, because then people who just randomly text him, he's like, well, it's a number I don't know, so I'm not going to respond to it.
Well, okay, there was probably about 6% of the contacts I need.
Yeah.
But the contacts that are in there that have don't answer.
Ah, there you go.
Those are the ones that hurt.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
So now I just don't answer my phone, which upsets my wife. But do you think in other places of business that have the amount of employees that we have here, which is, I don't know, quite a bit.
Yeah, just in this building alone, we've got a lot.
People are annoyed by emails within the company.
Yeah. I guarantee it.
There is, this is common in any corporate setting where at some point, it happens probably every other year, where they go, we need to be sending less emails. Same thing with meetings. We need less meetings. We can figure this stuff out.
Well, but here's the problem, Josh.
Less meetings means more emails, and more emails means more meetings. Yeah,
correct.
It is a self-fulfilling.
Because there are a lot of meetings that could just be emails.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Do you guys open up every email and then delete, or I just delete them before I don't even open them. I just delete.
Depends.
Delete.
Depends upon what it is. You know,
like Joe Frog. I don't care if you're out of the office on Friday. I really don't care.
There are a lot of out of offices where I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
I'll find out you're out of office when I send you an email and it bounces back.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I never send out an auto office if I'm going to be out that long.
Are emails that are worthless more or less annoying than group text?
Oh, they're more annoying. Because if I'm in a group text
you can't get out of.
No, that's not true.
Where it's just bing, bing.
You can just leave.
Or you can silence.
Yeah.
I've got group messages that are just on silent. I don't get notified. If I want to look, I'll look. Otherwise,
I feel most group texts I'm in, I want to be in.
Yes, at this point.
Well, I'm on one that I'm on one that has 20 people on it.
Yeah.
I'm another one that has 30.
Uh-huh.
I can get rid of that. Just stop.
Yeah, Joshy can show you how to do that.
I mean, I don't really care if they think I'm a Richard. I don't care.
So again, you've got it much like on Twitter where you can mute people or block people. You can always just I don't know why anybody blocks anyone anymore. You just mute them. They don't realize they're blocked.
Ah, really?
And they're just tweeting into the ether.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
so
all right,
you can silence, the group chat, or you can just leave it completely.
So anybody who tries to be mean to me on Twitter, I mute them and never see them again in my life. And if you check on them, they're still going after you months and months later.
Really?
Tweeting into the ether.
So a technology class would really do me well. Just a basic 101. No?
I mean, if you wanted to, would it be helpful? Sure.
They do those at the Apple store. They could sit you down.
But, I mean, you've made it this far.
I also think you'd need a one-on-one because they're going to teach you the basics, calling and texting. Yours is basically, how do I delete this? How do I mute this? How do I leave this? That's kind of a little more advanced.
Yeah, you're like a 201.
I think I need a Cato again.
Well, I mean,
look, technology Cato?
Again, the problem in this specific instance is once you got that email and you didn't know how to do it, it was my and Josh's responsibility to go to our IT department and be like, hey, Chewy needs help with this. Or we should have helped you with it. However, in those 266 emails that you have,
yes,
I mean, none of them are actually really that important. Like, for example, the email that I told you is they're having a meeting about remote broadcast setups next week.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you're on it. I don't know why. You don't need to be on it. You're not setting up any remote broadcasts anytime soon.
I am next week, but I already know how to do it.
Well, yes, because you have the one at home. I'm talking about when we go out, when we went out to Cousins Subs, right? Or when we were out at the bog for the golf outing. You don't need to know. The expectation for you is you show up, you do your show, and then do whatever you got to do after.
Do you think we're a little password crazy, though, now? Where everything needs a password?
Well, after the news of every single one of our Social Security numbers in the history of basically Earth being hacked, we don't have sufficient security. I think there's a lot of stuff that I have passwords for. I'm like, what would I ever need a password for this for? There's not high-end information here. But anytime you have corporate information or something with a credit card attached, it's probably a good idea to have a password.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Please.
And there's some people probably have the same dumb question. If they saw my Social Security number, what are they getting?
Oh, going to sign up for credit cards in your name, blow up your credit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because once they have that, they have access to, a lot of monetary things.
They could probably buy a house.
So we're probably not far from microchip inside, which is going to spell the end of the world, and I'm not doing it. So, but I mean, that's eventually coming.
I mean, you're probably investing in it. You just don't know about it. But yeah.
Am I right? I ain't doing it. It's the mark of the beast. Read the Bible. They do it in dogs.
There's nowhere in the Bible where it says don't put microchips in you.
Yeah, if you read between the lines. How did we get here?
Thou shalt not put a
microchip.
Hold on,
Gabe. You talked about we have a schedule. I'm pretty sure I just went nuclear on it.
Well, no, because...
how did we get to this point?
Your email.
It all started with your email.
And it ends with the mark of the beast.
We've got this official Kyle Bruston Nortman green and gold time capsule questionnaire for the 2024-2025 professional football season. I don't know why they didn't put Packers on it, because they could have. There's no you could have done it for a time capsule thing, but I digress. We were going to talk about this because they've got a lot of interesting questions on this. But the second that we figured out what you could get in your email, I thought it'd be fun to play the game of over-under. And, here we are talking about the mark of the beast.
I think we helped out 4% of the listeners, 6%. I mean, we definitely helped some out. Because there are some of me's out there.
What would you say we offered help to?
Passwords.
Basically, the only advice we could get is get a younger person who can figure stuff out for you.
Yeah, if you don't know how to change your password, get a Joshy and Gabe in your life, and they'll be able to help you out.
No, it's it's young people arrogance because you don't know how to change a carburetor on a Toro mower.
That's not a young person thing. Like,
so you guys are always going to hire someone to cut your grass because you ain't going to know how to do it.
Well, no, I'm going to cut my own grass, but
Also, I use, when I need to fix something I don't know what it is, anything short of me needing to do soldering or welding, I'm just going to YouTube it and figure it out.
Yeah.
Because somebody has that exact same model and a step-by-step how to change it.
But
That's cheating. That is.
Well, yeah, but somebody taught cheating. You.
Yes.
And YouTube is teaching Josh.
Good point.
You just gotta be done. You just gotta be not afraid to break something.
Ryan saying that the microchip can be found in the New Testament. So you just gotta so just make sure you keep an eye out for that. Justin saying on the talk and text line 800-990-3776, you guys should do a 2-minute Chewy tech segment each week. I think the audience might actually enjoy that. Tech Corner with Chewy. Yes, I can only imagine where that would lead us. I know Jason Wilde. See, now we're late for Jason. Who knows if he's going to yell at us because he got yelled at by Matt LaFleur for being late.
Really?
Oh, you didn't see.
I got to hear this.
Okay, we'll have that audio, and we'll talk to Jason about that. Coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but with a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Still looking pretty good around the system. We're looking at your usual delays, northbound 43 from North Avenue up towards Keefe, and then along westbound 94 right through the stadium interchange. Westbound 894 a bit heavy as well from 27th to Loomis, and then 60th to 68th Streets. Traffic is brought to you by Two Men in a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to twomeninajuncktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny with a high of 76. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 60 at the lakefront, 54 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
New season, new faces, new stories.
Let's go!
NFL Plus Premium gives you more access to the sport you love. Watch future NFL stars take the field in live, out-of-market preseason games. And become an insider this season with access to NFL Red Zone, game replays, NFL Network, and more. All in one place. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Subscription required for NFL Plus Premium.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon.
Come on!
From kickoff to sign-off, From first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice. Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. He joins us 3 times a week on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, dude. Sorry we're getting to you a little late. I hope you can forgive us.
Well, tardiness is not appreciated in this dojo, as I comedically learned earlier in the week.
For those who missed it, so Chewy has not heard this. Let's go ahead and hear what happened when Jason showed up late earlier this week to a Matt LaFleur press conference.
Do they need to play on Sunday or Saturday just to show you that they can handle?
How many times are you going to come to my press conference late? We got a rule in the team meeting. You don't interrupt the meeting. Sit your butt outside. Just kidding.
I thought that was directed at me.
So that was directed at Jason Wilde during the press conference.
I tried to do my best to.
Jason, how serious did you think LaFleur was? Did he have you going at all?
Yeah, so if you roll the tape a little longer, he does say, I thought I did the best I could to sell that, but I don't know if I did a very good job. I completely disagree with him. I thought he did a fantastic job. So in the span of whatever that was, 10 seconds, first of all, when he said, how many times are you going to come to my press conference late? I've never come to his press conference late before. I've never walked in when he was talking, in part because he's usually late. Secondly,
Jason, hold on. Is that really a rule?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it could be a team rule if a player shows up late.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and that goes all the way back to when I played. You might as well stay outside and hope you weren't seen or not seen in the meeting.
Right, exactly. Especially when there's 90 guys on the roster. That's the time to miss a meeting. So here's the backstory, because, of course, I shared that on social media because I thought people would enjoy it, and it appeared people did. But here's the backstory, because I had a few people say, I think he was really mad. So him and Jason Wallers, the VP of Communications, are down in there's a little green room off to the side of the media auditorium. And they got down there a little after 1:45, and he scheduled at 1:50. And LaFleur says to Wallers, hey, can I just go early? And Wallers is like, no, these guys are planning for you to be here at 1:50. So, and you know how sports writers are, they're always running late. And so he tells Wallers, anybody who walks in late, I'm going to light them up. And so all this is happening while I'm stuck behind a tour group that's coming through Lambeau Field and is clogging up the steps as I come down from my office. So I was definitely pushing the envelope. I personally think I walked in at about 1:49 and 45 seconds. But yes, at first, so when he says, how many times are you going to be late? I figured, okay, he's just messing with me, right?
Yeah, he kind of stumbles through that part too, Jason. Like, like you knew, the more you hear it, the more I think you can break it down.
He sold it at
But I was about to say, in the moment, you're probably not catching that little kind of hesitation that he has in the middle of that first sentence.
Yeah, not only that, but if you break down the film, you could see there's a little bit of a smirk on his face when he starts.
Yeah.
And then he wipes it away. But so I'm like, okay, he's just giving me grief. And then when he gets to the point where he says he's starting to say, sit your butt in the hallway or whatever it is, then I'm like, oh, blank, he's legit mad. And then, Tausch's biggest complaint with this was that he didn't hold the just kidding for another beat or two.
Yeah, he needed to hold on to it. He did.
Because I will say this, had he waited any longer, I would have stood up. I would have stood back up and prepared to do the walk of shame back up the stairs and out the exit. So if I would critique him in any way, I would say, if you hold that for another 2 seconds, you really embarrass me. Because then you would have been saying, just kidding, sit down, Wilde, what are you doing? But here's the other little piece of the backstory. So I did a story during the week about Josh Myers, the Packers center, whose father passed away earlier this summer. And look, Matt LaFleur's dad is at practice all the time. We all have different relationships with our dads. Gabe, your dad is amazing. I still owe him $90. Good old Keith. But I texted LaFleur because, we didn't have any more access to him because they were leaving for Denver. And his dad's at practice every day. And I thought, he would really add a layer to this story. And so he didn't get back to me before they left. So when they got in on Thursday, they had a team dinner at Shanahan's restaurant. And I just texted him one more time. I said, hey, I got to finish this story. If there's any chance you can get back to me tonight, I'd really appreciate it. And the guy texts me back and then calls me, and he was in bed before the practice on Friday with the Broncos. And so that tells you the kind of guy he is. And B, I think it tells you a little bit about our relationship that the guy called me he was going to bed, and he still made sure that he got back to me. So it was kind of a weird dynamic to then have that happen. I'm like, God, I just talked to this guy the other night, and he was in bed, but he called me back. All these things are flashing through my head in the 5 or 6 seconds that this whole thing happened.
Jason, which position group needs to win this scrimmage? Because it sounds like they all played like crap against Denver. Receivers, Jordan Love, the defense. It doesn't sound like they won in any particular. And I'm not stressed. We did the Seinfeld scale after the weekend with Denver, and it was pretty bad. But who needs to come out and say, okay, we're fine going into Philly? Which position group you think?
So I'm going to expand that because this was a conversation I had with a bunch of guys in the locker room, and then I ended up writing about it. And I used I know I know you were discussing your technological lack of knowledge. But there's this kind of classic meme from a cartoon where there's the little dog with the hat on and his cup of coffee, and he's sitting at the kitchen table, and the whole room is engulfed in flames, and he says, "This is fine." And I kind of felt like the conversations I was having with the offensive players, they were the little dog. In fact, I asked Christian Watson flat out because he got the reference. I'm like, dude, are you sure you're not being that little dog with the room on fire? Because they were all talking about how they're not worried about the offense at all, and that they feel like once they start game planning, they don't game plan for their defense, they don't game plan for joint practices, they don't game plan for preseason games, they'll be fine. Like I talked with Jaden Reed about it. Elton Jenkins was the only one that allowed, hey, I think we're headed in the right direction, but we're not there yet, which I thought was the most honest answer. But Jaden Reed, it was nothing like the LaFleur interaction, but like he was giving me a hard time playfully. Like, how can you be worried about the offense? We got Jordan Love, we got Josh Jacobs, we've got Christian Watson, we got Rome, we got Wicks. we got Musgrave. And I was like, okay, but I haven't seen you guys do a whole hell of a lot this camp. Like, they've done push-ups for losing practice every day but one to the defense. And then you get, humbled, Matt LaFleur's word, by the Broncos in that joint practice. So I think the offense as a totality needs to show something today, because they are the group that I would argue has not shown much. And they can say all they want that once they start game planning, they'll be fine. But you still want to have some success, don't you? You tell me. You're the guy who played in the league.
Yeah, that's a dangerous attitude to have going into a defense like Baltimore, who's known for their defense. It seems a little...
So do you think they maybe game planned a little bit today?
Nah.
Like, you think they kind of thought, okay, let's watch some of the Baltimore tape, and here are some things that we've seen work against this defense. Let's do that just so we can have a little more success. Do you think they would?
I don't think so, Jason, because I'd be going into this game, all right, we know where the ball's going. Let's just run an out to Dobbs or whatever, which is just an 8-step rollover, timing throw. It's all about, like I said last week, Jason, cover two's cover two. 3 lightning's 3 lightning. These are things that they should know right now. So what the hell you need to game plan for? You're not going to show your game planable stuff, which makes up probably, I don't know, 20% of your plays in a game. Most of it is bread and butter. 22 ZN, 72X shallow cross, Fox 2 XY hook. Run the thing and be successful at it. These scrimmages are for one-on-one matchups to see how good your guys are and to see who you're going to be banking on this season.
Yeah, and in fairness, I don't think they've been just god-awful offensively. It's not like they haven't done anything. They've certainly had big plays, et cetera. But they have not won the day very often. Mm-hmm. And then secondly, if we're being realistic about how, they game plan, one of the things that's great about this offense is that Matt LaFleur's system does scheme guys open on a very regular basis.
Very good.
So if you're not doing that, then a little bit makes sense there too.
Jason, is anybody winning the competition at kicker, or are guys just losing less?
No, the winner in the long term is Alex Hale, because I didn't look, man. The NFL is, as obviously you guys know, as cutthroat as it gets. Like, Kenneth Odumegu, who's the kid from Nigeria who was their international pathway player. He was, I'm not speaking in hyperbole here, he was beloved in that locker room. Like, the coaches loved him, the players loved him. They gave him a game ball when he played in his first NFL game. He had never played football until OCU Maniora came to Nigeria and did a football clinic. And this is a kid who, he's as big as Chew. Like, he is a mammoth human being. Like, he has an NFL body. And the fact that they cut him to take Alex Hale and designate him as their international player pathway program player tells you everything you need to know about how they're feeling about their kicker situation. Because what they did was they basically said, all right, we got this kid who is the epitome of a international pathway player, right? Never played football. The whole idea is to grow the game, and maybe someday, one of these guys becomes a capable NFL player, and that's what Kenneth was kind of trending toward. And they said, our kicking situation is so jacked up that we're going to use a guy who kicked at Oklahoma State. Like, Torrey Taylor, the punter for the Bears, is Australian too, but he punted for 4 years at Iowa. I don't think anybody views him at this point now as an international player. And I'm not saying Goody used a loophole. I'm just saying he did something that he thought was smart for his team, because now he's got an extra spot on the practice squad for a kicker that isn't ready to be the NFL kicker. He is not. Alex Hale, he's like 13 for 21 in camp since he got here on the 7th. Like, he's not ready to be the guy, okay? But he certainly is a guy that they like his potential, and they want to see more from him. And the way the two other guys are going, they kind of feel like they need to see more from him because, those two guys are clearly not ready to be proclaimed the winner either. And the problem I have is who on earth are you going to get now? Is there a kicker on the street at this point
no,
who you still are willing to bring in?
Well, I don't know if you saw this, Jason, but Cade York was just traded this morning, who the Browns had in their camp. He got traded to the Commanders. So even some extra kickers who might have experience the way that Cade York does, the first one's already on the move. First one's out of Cleveland and on his way to Washington.
Yeah, and look, I don't know what, whenever I brought up Mason Crosby's name, which I feel like when I do that, I'm being lazy because it's someone I like, it's someone that I know that kicked there for 16 years. But at this time last year, Mason, who was not very active on social media, was posting videos of himself kicking 55-yard field goals at a high school field, which felt to me like this is not – Mason still wants to work, and he's willing to do something that I would have never thought I'd see him do in order to try and get a job. I haven't seen any of those videos. Looks to me like he's
he's
happy
accepted.
to be driving his minivan and driving his family around town.
Jason, are there any projected starters that aren't going to participate in the scrimmage?
A.J. Dillon's not a starter, but this Stinger thing is really interesting because first of all, he did have this last year. He missed 3 games because of it. He said it's different than the one he had last year. But, all of us, I think, were guilty of when he didn't suit up for the game he must be safe on the roster. And now where they're at running back without Marshawn Lloyd practicing, they're in a really interesting spot there, but I don't anticipate him. I would think every starter will participate that's healthy enough, including Jordan Morgan, who has been limited to individual drills because, look, this is I think what they're trying to do here is, and LaFleur even kind of wink and a nod acknowledged it, is that I think he screwed up last week. I think saying at the beginning of the week that none of those guys were going to play subconsciously or consciously made them half-ass it a little bit. And so I think he is holding that possibility of them playing out so they all participate today and they perform a lot better, and then he can tell them, you guys don't have to play in the game. So my gut is that that's what it's going to be, is all the guys participating.
Jason, appreciate the time. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow after the joint practice.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Palermo's is what you need in your freezer. We're coming up on the weekend. I know we're getting closer and closer to that school year. Maybe you're trying to squeeze in one last weekend getaway with you and the family. You're going to get back, and you're going to want to have something in your freezer that's easy to make and is still going to taste great. That's where Palermo's comes in. Palermo's, Urban Pie, Connie's, Surfer Boy Pizza, Screamin' Sicilian, all under the Palermo's umbrella. They've been doing this for 60 years here in Wisconsin, so they know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing when it comes to premium frozen pizza. In fact, they've even added a new line of premium frozen pizza within Screamin' Sicilian with their Detroit-style pizza. I tried it earlier this week. It is fantastic. If you are a fan of that pan-style crust, you are going to want to try Detroit-style pizza from Screamin' Sicilian. Find it in the grocer's frozen food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Things still tightening up a bit on northbound 43, basically from North Avenue up towards Keefe. Southbound starting to fill in as well between Hampton and Capitol. Westbound 94 slowing from 25th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's just starting to get a few pockets of heavy traffic between 76th Street and the stadium. Westbound on 894, a little heavy there from 27th Street all the way to 68th. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 76. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 60 at the lakefront, 54 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at kesslersdiamonds.com.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Bone on bone, constant pain. It robs you of so much of the things that you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. I'm not talking about drugs or surgery. Hey, this is Brad Nortman. There are new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go? QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your body's own healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know that steroids and surgeries and pain pills are no longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. QC Kinetics is ready to help you get your life back. This is the future of medicine. Call for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
There's two things she counts in the house. One of the pictures. What do you think the other one is?
Firearms.
Viagra.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I have a similar concern as a texter who texted us during our conversation with Jason Wilde. This coming from Justin. And I kind of felt the same way with the way Wilde was talking. I want to see how you feel about this, Chew. This isn't my prediction for how the season is going to go, but I think the Packers are going to get smoked week 1. Eagles are going to come out wanting to prove the end of last year was not them. The Packers are feeling themselves coming off exceeding expectations. Recipe for the Eagles to blast us, and Packers get an immediate wake-up call.
I don't know about smoke.
I don't know about
I'm
smoke.
not picking them to win.
Yeah. I'm concerned for week 1, especially after hearing,
who was it, Jaden Reed, that said that? We're not worried?
I think it was Christian Watson. Well, once we start game planning. And,
it was Reed.
Oh, it was Reed.
Yeah.
Game planning makes up 20%. You can't game plan every single play.
Yeah.
Because most times game plans are a new play, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can throw wrinkles in, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, you should be able to run your base up. Like Fox 2XY Hook probably had that was my bread and butter, probably had a 75% completion rate. Run that in my sleep.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing it sucked against was 3 Sky, which is when they bring the safety down. It essentially has me, man, that's the toughest thing because he doesn't care about the play action. Bread and butter. Show me bread and butter. Show me. I mean, I'm not panicking in any way, but I think their attitude's a little dangerous. Like, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. Did you watch San Francisco first 3 quarters? We were great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, because clearly their head coach wanted something more out of them. The way he said that they were humbled, right? Hey, we were humbled and not again. This has nothing to do with the game on Sunday. We were humbled in that joint practice against the Broncos and in the game. He said both. And again, it's not sky is falling full, 5-alarm fire like Joshy's got to put out on his neighbor's porch. But like you would think that when your head coach goes, "Hey, we were humbled," shouldn't that get your attention a little bit? Like, okay, hey, we got to lock in. Let's be sharp against the Ravens. Not like,
but
everything's fine. We're just gonna game plan our way through this.
But I do agree with LaFleur and what Jason said. Like, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
because players will. I mean. You give them a little bit, they're going to try and take much more than that.
But again, like, shouldn't the players also recognize that? Hey, okay, we did that. Okay, let's lock in this week.
Sometimes you don't.
Let's lock
because
in.
You're so sick of camp, and you're like, and there's a little bit of, hey, did you watch the last night? We were great. You're only as good as your last game.
Yeah,
and you lost your last game. That's a common saying in the locker room. And like I said, I'm not worried. But if they come out and lay another egg. If they come out and lay in, and I don't agree with how LaFleur runs a camp. I just don't.
Yeah.
This whole stay healthy, get some seeds for crying out loud. You got to put your work in. And you cannot treat the beginning of the regular season as part of your training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Not when you're good, because one game's going to separate you from either getting the bye or not getting the bye.
Especially when there's only one bye.
Is go, man, we should have beat the Colts. How did we lose to them? Because you weren't ready to play.
Or you have, the division's in play. I'm guessing that's going to be a tight race between the Packers and Lions.
It'll be one game.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be one
game.
And
that's the difference between a home game and a road game.
Yes. So I think everyone, and I'm not panicking.
No, so this is why I'm a little stressed. I don't like the vibes and attitude around the team right now, man. Like, again, that can be erased today. If they come out with the right attitude, they want to get the work done. Like you said, they don't necessarily have to win the practice, but if there's, hey, it didn't seem like there were a lot of wins that came out of the joint practice in Denver. But if you have some wins that come out of today and okay, you won some, you lost some, you feel pretty good about, going up against a good team, your ones performed well. Like today for me, is the most important day for the Green Bay Packers until September 6th.
I think this offense is going to have to, and I'm not talking about crappy teams. I'm talking about good teams. The offense is going to have to win the game because I don't know where this defensive is. Yes, good scheme. It's better than Joe Barry's, but I don't know if he has the personnel yet to run it.
And we're not
going
to know that until what? 8 to 10 weeks in?
Yeah. I mean, I told you. The running game is a huge concern of mine, the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And week 1, probably going against the best back in the NFL.
One of the, yes.
With 2 really good receivers.
Uh-huh. And a solid tight end and a quarterback who can run too.
So, I mean, that's going to be a hell of a challenge. And I think people saw last week, and I'll beat it down. Your running lanes are different against a 4-3 than a 3-4. You get downhill and you get a body on a linebacker.
If Saquon runs for 150 yards, are we just going to put up a cut-up on the show the following week, the following Monday, of Chewy just talking about, hey, when you're in a 4-3, I'm worried about the run.
All 22 will be very interesting.
You say, how many times a week does Chewy say that?
Hold on.
Did I get it right?
First time ever. He said it right.
He did. You know what?
I wanted to call it all 22. I don't know why. All 22.
Chewy was right.
All 22.
Josh just spamming buttons back there now. It is worth celebrating. All 22 coming your way once the regular season begins. Check it out, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube, where Chewy breaks down 5 key plays from the Packers game. It's one of those things where you have talked about it, I think at least 3 times a week you bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's worth bringing up until we see what this defense does. And we're not going to see that, I don't think, until week 1, September 6th.
Because when you do that, when you gash, right, down the pipe, when you're running downhill, you have to bring the safety up.
Yep.
And when you're gashing and you bring that safety up, play action pass, hello. So I'm just saying, and I'm not panicking right now. It
has my attention.
I don't agree with the way he runs a training camp.
Yeah. Well, because the Packers getting off to slow starts is not, we're familiar with that. They got off to a fast start against the Bears last year in week 1, but obviously the season got off to a slow start. They were 2-5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'll be very interested to see how they do today. Very interested, because this is a much better team. This, I believe, at the end of the year was the number 1 power ranked team. Was it in the end of? They were high. They
had the best regular season record in the NFL last year.
Yeah,
they had the best record in the NFL last year.
So this is a good team.
Oh, it's a very good team.
And Lamar's not going to be Lamar.
Yeah, because he's not going to be
like
running
tuck
loose.
It and run. Yeah. They're going to say, "Hey, throw the ball away, live to play another day." We really don't care.
Yeah, because you don't want to, even in a joint practice, you just don't want something funky to happen where you get hit.
I will be, and I think the most important position to have a day is the receivers. Okay, because we've been Dobbs lighting it up, triple coverage. He's unbelievable. If he does nothing today, then he's what I thought he was.
Yeah. I would agree with that. What, if we had to power rank animals, would be the most painful to get bit in the testicles with? Not a tease I ever thought I would do, but here we are. We're going to talk about that because there's a man in Thailand who unfortunately had to find out about one of them. We dive into that. Coming up next, the next edition of Behind the Bucks is here. Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher. Bucks stars share their experiences from competing against the world's biggest stage, the Olympics, from battling against their Bucks teammates to teaming up with fierce rivals, all for the glory of a gold medal. Behind the Bucks offers unique access and deep storytelling for Bucks fans unlike ever before. Presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR benefits consultant. Find it on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer may be slowing down, but the deals at Vivid Seats haven't. Whether it's scoring MLB tickets for a night at the ballpark or locking down the biggest matchups for the upcoming football season, Vivid Seats has you covered. With the only rewards program in the game, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats has something for every fan. Catch the deals you want for the games you crave, all backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria is nestled on the second floor of St. Kate and is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. You can learn more or make reservations at Aria at stkate.com. That's Aria at stkate.com.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When your job demands more than just hard work, trust Timberland Pro, the brand that defines superior comfort, performance, and durability. Built on a legacy of craftsmanship, Timberland Pro provides boots and apparel that stand up to the toughest challenges. Our products are as resilient as the skilled men and women who wear them. From the workshop to the job site, Timberland Pro is there with you every step of the way, blending innovation with time-tested quality. Discover why professionals choose Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Visit timberlandpro.com or your local Timberland Pro dealer.
Over the past 20 years, Wisconsin has seen a huge increase in reported elder abuse cases. Elder abuse is the verbal, physical, emotional, sexual, or financial abuse of a senior citizen. It can also be the intentional or unintentional neglect of an older person. Wisconsin's population of seniors 65 and older is projected to grow significantly in the coming decades. That's why we all share the responsibility to help protect our seniors by recognizing and reporting any signs of elder abuse. If you believe that elder abuse has been inflicted upon yourself or someone you know, please report it. Call the Wisconsin Elder Abuse Hotline toll-free at 1-833-586-0107 or visit reportelderabusewI.org. Respect our elders. Report abuse. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Justice.
This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $120,000 with 100% funding by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But she doesn't know. Every now and then, I got the blammer coming up and I'll let you use my tractor for 2 of the blue things. Which I think's a pretty good deal. Which gets me in trouble.
You got a Viagra ring? Yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Not that I was ever planning on going to Thailand, but when I read a headline...
You know what the capital of Thailand is?
Okay.
Say it.
Bangkok! It ties in right here, by the way. Josh. Mm-hmm. It ties in, right?
The look in his eyes when he got to say Bangkok. Anyway, the tweet going around yesterday. In Thailand, a man was bitten on the testicles by a snake that had entered his toilet due to the rainy season.
Hello.
A 12-foot python bit this man in Thailand in the testicles. The quote, "I felt something biting my balls. It was very painful, so I put my hands in the toilet to see what was wrong. I was shocked that I grabbed a snake. I quickly stood up, plucked it out, felt pain, really bad pain, and there was blood everywhere, but I was more shocked to have found a python in the toilet."
See, I don't think the bite hurt. It was probably the venom. Because it's like a needle.
They don't have venom. Pythons are non-venomous.
But those things are sharp, like a needle.
Yeah.
It's teeth.
Yeah.
Those are pointy teeth.
On your
Why?
Yeah.
They don't have fangs? I'm not thinking fangs.
No, they have fangs, man.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think the fangs would hurt.
Why not?
Because it's so sharp, like a needle.
Yeah, but you ever take a needle to the balls?
Not yet.
And it's not like it's a
when I do my mentality injections, because I do that with mentality.
Yes.
I give my I have a needle. I put it in my thigh. There's a little more meat on the thigh. Yeah, so maybe if I got bit by I'm guessing it would still be painful because those teeth are a lot bigger than the needle I'm putting in.
Vastly.
I think a shark
They're
would
made
be
to
worse.
do damage.
Well, if you're getting bit by a shark, I think you got bigger issues. Like
they're taking more than just the fellas.
I don't think a snake bite down there would be horrible.
I mean, that's the
it would
craziest thing you've ever
suck,
said.
but it wouldn't be horrible.
What do you mean it would be horrible?
I think a dog down there would be worse.
Well, yeah, they'd crush it.
Yes, so there's definitely worse than...
So you're thinking it's painful, clearly, but you're thinking the testicles can be saved, therefore it's not that bad, whereas you get bit by a dog, a shark, bye-bye testes.
Yeah. Like a badger would be bad.
You have a top 5 for us? A top 5 worst animals to get bit in the balls
that
by?
I'm afraid of?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think a bear would be fun. I mean, shark would probably be the worst. Although shark, would it be, like, off so quickly? I think Josh hit it on the head. The crushing would be the worst. Am I right?
I don't know. I've never experienced it.
The problem with the badger is, I think dogs have it too. The shake when they're trying to.
Oh, the death shake, yeah. Oh,
that's a big pickle. You might have no more pickle, but you find yourself in one.
I mean, alligator wouldn't be good.
That'd be bad.
Alligator.
A lot of teeth there, a lot of sharp
I don't think
teeth.
snake would be the worst. It'd probably be more 8, 9-ish.
Oh, not even top 5.
I don't think it's top 5. Right? I mean, there's...
Justin saying a bullet ant?
A bullet ant?
Yeah.
I got stung down there by a wasp.
Oh. No, thank you.
That wasn't fun.
No, thank you.
I do check my toilets in Florida, though, because I think they've been known to come up through there.
You know what's
Well, I
sneaky
think somebody just had, like, was it Jeff Darlington had an iguana in their toilet, come up in their toilet?
Yeah.
You know what sneaky would be bad? Humans.
Yeah.
They might be top 5.
Mm-hmm. He's driving the bus, so it must be fine. I think most people would agree.
Josh, I expect that out of Chew.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm surprised Jen didn't call in and suggest that.
Hey.
You, on the other hand, I expect more from you.
I'm just thinking about, let's Google the strongest bite powers. Let's see what happens there.
Strongest bite power?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like
I mean, shark has to be.
Alligators can't open their mouth, but their chomping power is pretty strong.
Yeah.
I've got saltwater crocodile, gorilla,
Ooh.
grizzly bear.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs. Sharks do make it on. Hyenas, vicious bite, much like a dog. Spotted hyena. Polar bears.
There is a, what is it called? Maybe the listeners can help me out. But in Florida, when they go clamming on the wall, there's these things that hide themselves to grab fish when they go by.
Okay.
And if you're not wearing like metal gloves, I've heard they will bite your fingers off. Just clomp and your fingers are gone. There's some kind of moray eel.
Yes, those are quite
moray
dangerous.
eel.
No,
Try
thank
that
you.
game.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Hard pass. I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Google them. They are ugly as sin.
They are. They're often like greenish.
Yes.
Yeah, they're.
And they meld into the wall. I've heard stories down there that like, I ain't going in that water anymore. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
That's what I'm saying. Lake Michigan, a lot safer.
I think moray eel, Josh, might be number 1.
Moray eels made its way up to number
Google
1
it. They
in
are
the power rankings.
ugly.
Kyle Bruston Nortman put together a time capsule questionnaire for the Packers season this year. We're going to go over it, answer some of the questions, maybe make fun of some of the questions in 2 minutes on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Well, we got an accident now on the off-ramp to 60th Street from 894 westbound. That's just adding to your already heavy delays coming out of the stadium or out of the Mitchell interchange. So give yourself a little bit of extra time for that one. Also, a crash on 41 southbound at Capitol Drive. This one's off on the left shoulder. Otherwise, delays westbound 94 from 17th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes just west of Highway 100 all the way into Waukesha County to about Calhoun. On the eastbound side, we got some backups basically from 80 84th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 76. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 60 at the lakefront, 54 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Lammer Thursdays happen.
Yes. Which is on ice.
Again?
We'll push it to tomorrow because it's supposed to rain.
Oh, you're talking about being under the weather.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he didn't get yes.
I thought you got him in trouble again.
I thought he grounded his neighbor again.
No.
Your meatloaf is mushy, your salmon croquettes are oily, and your eggplant parmesan is a disgrace to this house.
Well, that's too bad, because I'm the only one who cooks around here.
Not anymore.
Although there is a possibility it was the corn that got me sick.
So I had the corn, but I did not get sick. My wife did not get. We had somebody over that ate it. He is not sick.
Okay.
You still need a cook?
Oh, yeah. Come on in, Frank.
You got T-file? No. Follow me.
Because honestly, who's going to Visine you other than your wife? Do you think she's doing it to entertain herself sometimes?
Well, I got Visined, I know, by a restaurant here.
What?
Yes, totally.
No, Frank, you could take a break.
No breaks. I feel reborn. I'm like a phoenix rising from Arizona.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Our boys in the afternoon, Kyle Bruston, Nortman, have come up with a green and gold time capsule questionnaire for the 2024-2025 season. Ben is actually burying these in the backyard. Is that my understanding?
That would be correct, Gabe.
And then they're going to dig them up at the end of the season?
That'd be correct. I did.
His fiance is cool with him just digging a hole in the backyard?
I saw a video of her giving approval.
Okay.
Of said, I really hope that his backyard hasn't been surveyed and maybe he hit some important things, but that's just me.
That's Ben.
Digs a little too deep. Takes out a power line. Who knows?
So is are we going to fill out one for just Jen, Gabe, and Chewy in general?
No, I need you to fill out one.
Okay.
Chewy, I'm just going to fill yours out for you.
Thank you.
Because I figured you didn't have a pen handy, so I'll just take care of it.
I got a marker. It'd be sloppy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what some of these are. Like number 1, what the hell is that?
Your name?
The one below.
Your social media handle. You have none. I've put an NA for you.
What is the handle? What is that?
So mine is at gneitzel16.
So that's how people contact you.
Yeah, that's like if you want to tweet at me, that's my Twitter handle.
Okay.
So the first important question on here, regular season record. What is the Packers' regular season record going to be?
You're asking me?
I am asking you.
11-6.
I feel, when we did the schedule release show, Josh, what did we say? 12-5? 12-5?
Yep. Coming off of it?
I'll stick with it. I'm less optimistic now than I was when the schedule came out.
Yeah.
The camp hasn't gone as well as I was hoping.
So you're thinking a few early?
I think so.
Yeah.
Kicking situation makes me a little nervous. Again, today's an important day. The next question on the questionnaire from KBN. How many games does Christian Watson play? I'm going to say 10. I think he misses 7.
It?
Yeah, I think he's going to miss 7.
He won't get another contract.
No. I'm just assuming he's going to miss games.
I'm going to say because he knows this is an important year for him. That's going to determine how much money he's going to make in the near future. I will say he plays 13. Still miss a few.
Okay.
But he will play through. He will start to learn the difference between hurt and injured.
Okay.
Okay. A little bit of a funny feeling in your hamstring. Dude, you got to play.
Are we sure about that?
I'm just saying. I'm
saying,
being optimistic.
I'm just saying at one point during camp, everybody was down on a knee because they thought he was, very hurt, and then he returned to practice the next day.
He's still soft, but
okay.
I'm going to say 13.
Most disappointing player.
Devontae Wyatt.
I'm debating if I want to make a big swing here.
I know where you're going.
Where am I going?
Linebacker.
So it's either him or a defensive end. I still got questions about Rashawn Gary, man.
Wow. Really?
This is a make or break year for Rashawn Gary.
Is it?
Yes.
So you think if he plays like crap, they will release him?
Not that he released him, but the number of times I have seen different publications put out star defensive end Rashawn Gary. Don't you need double-digit sacks in this bleeping league to be a star?
For what he's getting paid, it would be nice.
He needs to have minimum 12 sacks. Minimum.
Yes. I agree.
If he goes out there with 9 again, Chew, that's disappointing and not good enough. I know he gets all the pressures in the world. That's great. But that's like getting wide open and then not catching the football.
Correct.
You have to complete the play.
Yes.
You have to. The best pass rushers, the star pass rushers in this league, get sacks.
All right. What about your potential other choice?
Quay.
What does he have to do?
Quay? Be noticed.
Shine?
Yeah, just be noticed.
Yeah.
Because how many, outside of the pick six he had week 1 against Chicago,
he didn't do
how much did you really even notice Quay Walker on the field last year? For a guy that's supposed to have this sideline-to-sideline speed.
Like, the excuses are done. The ACL, an ACL last year.
Oh, the scheme was
bad. The scheme was bad. That's sailed. Now it's on you. So who are you picking?
I mean, so here's putting Rashawn Gary here would open me up to the most ridicule if he has a good season, but also would reap the highest reward if he ends up with 9 sacks again.
But based upon your previous answer to the question, 10 games for Christian Watson is very disappointing.
Yeah, but it's also expected at this point.
Okay.
I'm not expecting him to suddenly be healthy and play 17 games and have 1,400 yards. I mean, don't get me wrong, that'd be sick if he did. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Sign me up for more of that. But I think it's got to be somebody defensively. I'm leaning more towards Quay because I think... Does anybody else get that feeling with Rashawn Gary that he's not as good as everybody tries to tell me he is? Or is that just me?
No, I'm with you. Because that was his MO and at Michigan.
The problem, I think, is I don't think Rashawn Gary's ever going to be bad. So it'd be hard to... 9 sacks would be disappointing, but he still had 9 sacks. There might be somebody...
I need him to be a star, Josh.
He's got to play like an A player.
Yeah, but that's not what they're asking here.
9 sacks is a B player. I need him to be an A player.
Yeah.
But how disappointing are B players?
When they're supposed to be A players and they're getting paid like A players?
We've spent too much time on this guy. We've got 8 more questions.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'll go back to it. Kicker at the end of the year.
Andres.
Yeah. I'm going Carlson. I just don't think there's anybody else out there. He was a draft pick. Will producer Alex Strofe be invited to Ben Brust's wedding?
I need a little backstory.
He's currently on the maybe list.
He's the producer. He works with him every day. He's not going to be invited? Is there a riff?
It's funnier if he's not.
Is there a riff?
It'd be funnier if he wasn't invited. Yes, I will give you that. But
Alex, as a young guy, wants to be invited.
He's made it clear.
Yeah.
I didn't know Ben was getting married.
I went with yes.
Was that an email?
I said yes.
Was that an email?
It was not an email.
It wasn't an email?
What game does the season end?
Detroit.
Huh? What round is that? Is that the NFC Championship? Is that the divisional?
NFC Championship.
I'm saying the divisional round.
Oh, you didn't want the team?
No. What I mean, unless you're going to pick, week 18, then I guess you could put the team.
The championship game.
Okay, NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Who leads the team in receiving?
Jaden Reed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Reed is the safe one, as much as I want to say Wicks. Will Kyle Wallace get engaged?
Backstory. How long has he been
just
dating?
been in a long-term relationship.
How old is Kyle?
32, 33,
yeah, something like that. Early 30s.
Okay, halfway through the year, huh?
Well, a lot of people get engaged around Christmas.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Halfway through the year, though. Valentine's is big.
Yeah. And when are they digging these up? Right after the Super Bowl?
I believe so.
I hope the ground's frozen.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Can't get
It'd be
them out.
funny if there's like a leak in the box and it all gets ruined. It'd be a real shame.
Oh. There are so many ways this could go wrong.
Long term?
I'm going to say yes.
I'll go no.
Where does Jordan Love finish in MVP voting?
5th.
I'm going to say 4th. Who throws for more touchdowns this season, Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love?
A-Rod.
I'm going to say Love.
Can't believe you guys. I mean, jeez. Talk about...
He's 40 years old coming off an Achilles.
Yeah. Bet against him? Bet against him.
I did last year. I won.
What happened when you bet against him?
Josh won last year.
Guy goes out
I did the
and
last year,
wins 2.
too. He was in the Packers.
Yeah, if you bet against him the last 2 years, you won.
No,
you're close to in on a winning streak.
It's going to be close, but God, how quickly you turn.
Yeah, bleep that guy.
Take the heart out of it. Bet with your head, not your heart.
I am taking my heart out of it. He's 40 years old coming off an Achilles.
He's still favoring his leg at training camp.
Hasn't played well in 2 years.
Out of all the questions we answered, I probably feel the most confident about this.
About Rodgers over Love? More touchdown passes?
I mean, Alex being invited to Bruss wedding is a yes.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
And then I would say this one is probably...
do you have any one more surprising prediction for the football season?
Just give me a hot take on the NFL season. What are you thinking?
On the entire NFL?
Yep.
Or...
Yep.
Oh, I already gave it.
Is it Aaron Rodgers wins MVP?
He will finish top 3 MVP.
That's pretty lukewarm.
That is?
Yeah.
All right, you go first, Gabe.
I'll say Cowboys missed the playoffs.
Cowboys missed the playoffs. That's fine. Bears win 8 games.
Their over-under's 8.5.
He looked back at me so proud of himself.
We talked about this yesterday. The most money at ESPN Bet is on the under.
You guys suck, man.
You're not necessarily a hot take artist.
No.
You just say wow.
I'm all hot take.
I don't know if anything you say is a hot take, really. It's wild. But I don't know if it's hot take-ish.
The Aaron Rodgers top 3 MVPs getting put down. I guess that has to count.
Yeah, I mean, he's not top 3 in odds, so it works. It'll work. All right. We have our top 8 at 8 coming up next. I think Chewy's going to like the list. Here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We have an accident on eastbound 94 right about at Highway 164 off on the left shoulder. Careful with that. Also southbound on 41, an accident at Capitol Drive off on the left shoulder as well. That actually looks like folks are getting past that one without too much of a problem. Northbound 43 slowing from Kilbourne all the way up to Keefe. Southbound slow from Hampton down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high of 76. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 60 by the lake, 54 inland. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Everybody knows if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi, it's Haley from the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Come see me today. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's, Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork. You pine. Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken.
Oh my God. Show me chicken.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm getting a football education during the break. Chewy's got his whiteboard, just drawing up different defenses, educating all over the place.
Coaching you up.
So we're going to get into this in just a little bit, but it seems like the Packers have been a sexy pick. Oh, this offense is going to be top 5. Somebody even said they're going to have a top offense. Colin Cowherd saying Jordan Love's going to be the league MVP this year. So I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the top 8 offenses from last year, but the twist is I did the Chewy method. I took the yards, I took where they finished ranked in yards, took where they finished ranked in scoring, combined them, and that's how we got the Chewy top 8 offenses from 2023 in the NFL.
Which is a good way to do it. Offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
I think that's a good model. All right. So top 8 offenses based on that model.
Based on that model.
Last year.
Yes.
Let's go with the team they're facing today. Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens were tied for 5th. They are on the list.
Let's go.
By the way, they finished 4th in scoring, 6th in yards.
There's a few that are glaring me in the face here. Miami Dolphins being one of them.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins, number 1. They were 1st in yards, 2nd in scoring.
Yeah.
Number 1 overall offense in the Chewy system.
San Fran.
San Francisco 49ers, 2nd in yards, 3rd in scoring, number 2 overall in the Chewy system.
The division rival Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions, 3rd in yards, 5th in scoring, number 4 overall.
Okay. There's got to be some weird ones on here, but I'm not going to
I think
go
there's
there
one more
yet.
easy one, and this is totally my fantasy football season rested on this. It was the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys, number 3.
Yeah,
Cowboys
Dak was so good.
Cowboys were 5th in yards, 1st in scoring. Cowboys had the top scoring offense in the NFL a year ago. So you guys have the top 4 in order: Dolphins, 49ers, Cowboys, Lions. You have a team that tied for 5th, and then there are 2 teams in the Ravens. So there's one more team tied for 5th, and then 2 teams who tied for 7th.
I got another one. No, that's a defensive team. I got a weird one. You want to hear weird?
Hit weird. Hit me up.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nowhere in the top 15.
Yeah.
That's weird, though.
It was definitely. Oh, no, it was definitely a weird answer.
Weird?
You went
weird. Yeah,
I did.
You went weird.
Oh, so that's a hot. I'm out.
I think the defense was the issue on this team last year, but I think the offense was still pretty damn good because of the wide receivers. Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles tied for 7th.
How many you got left?
2. Team tied for 5th. Team tied for 7th.
Hold on. Everyone's beating up on the Eagles, and they still finished 7th in offense?
Yeah, in the Chewy rankings. So they were 8th in yards, 7th in scoring.
Yeah, I think their problem was a lot of defense and then just like general discord on the team.
They had a lot of turnovers, too.
Yeah. I don't know about this one. What about the Rams?
Rams tied for 7th.
Wow.
One more team left.
Should we leave it up to the audience?
Let's leave it up to the audience because we have a great prize on the line today.
What do we got?
This is what you get when you draft 250 best offense. By the way, you know who the good offenses were.
On the line today, if you get the last one on the top 8 Chewy offenses from a year ago, again, taking the points rank and the yards rank, combining them, creating this Chewy offensive list. If you get the last one today, you get a foursome to the Wisconsin Country Club.
Nice.
So you get to go check out the beautiful Wisconsin Country Club. That's where I belong. You can, maybe think about joining out there as well. Let's go out to John in Milwaukee. John, do you have the last one on our top 8 list today? The top 8 offenses in the Chewy ranking system.
Can you recap for me?
So the Dolphins were number 1, 49ers 2, Cowboys 3, Lions 4. Do not have the first team in 5th, a team that tied for 5th, the Ravens, a team that was 7th, the Rams, and a team that was tied with the Rams, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oof. Take a stab here. Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns were tied for 13th last year in the Chewy system, so that is incorrect. We go to Justin in Greendale. Justin, you're on the top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Buffalo Bills.
A.O. Buffalo.
Nailed it.
The Bills.
Good pull.
4th in yards, 6th in scoring. They were tied for 5th with the Ravens. You are our winner today, Justin, meaning you get that foursome out to the Wisconsin Country Club.
That one felt so that I had that one in mind and I kept going away from it because their offense was impotent for 2/3 of the season.
Well, they fired Dorsey. Remember, they fired Dorsey in the middle of the season.
But I mean, it is Josh Allen, and it is there's still talent there. But
see, I thought someone would fall for the trap, and that being Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs were 11th.
But they offensively weren't great.
Yeah, they were 9th in yards, 15th in points last year.
Yeah.
They didn't score a lot. Who were some of the other names that rounded out the list there?
So the wild one, the Packers were T9. The team that they were tied for 9th with?
Saints.
The Saints.
Which is weird.
Wow.
How did you know that?
Because I don't know, for some reason I was looking at top-ranked offenses last year, like a couple weeks ago, and that stood out, and I'm like, this has got to be wrong.
Yeah, the Saints were 9th in scoring, 14th in yards. Packers 11th in yards, 12th in scoring.
Where were the Texans?
Texans were 12th, right behind the Chiefs. And then the Colts were tied with the Browns. 15th was Jacksonville.
Which is weird, because weren't the Packers in like week 8 or 9, like 28th?
They were, it was bad. I don't think it was 28th, but it was bad. It was down there.
Yeah.
So they rallied. So I started I had like the top 16 yards. So the Vikings finished top 10 in yards, and I think they finished near 20 in points. So they racked up a lot of yards last year. They just put the ball in the end zone, which was kind of interesting.
If they had Cousins back.
Oh, yeah, they'd be a dangerous team. They were a good team last year with Kirk Cousins, and then he got hurt.
Well, he
got
fell
hurt.
off. Yeah.
But, they came into Lambeau. They had their way with the Packers.
Yeah. All right, good list. Solid.
And again, so the winner there, Justin, got a foursome to the Wisconsin Country Club. It's where I belong. I love it for the golf course. But maybe you're looking to join a country club that just doesn't have golf. They've got all the other amenities as well, like pool, tennis, pickleball. They've got you covered at Wisconsin Country Club with no assessments ever, no food and beverage minimums as well, with that beautiful course that I love. That's very challenging. I'm going to be out there this afternoon getting at least 9 holes in. We'll see if we can sneak in more. Wisconsin Country Club also giving back to the community as well. Swing for Cindy. Help raise money for ALS coming up on Monday, August 26th. It's a 10 a.m. shotgun start, silent auction, raffles, putting contest, and more. Find out more details on becoming a member or on the Swing for Cindy events at thewisconsincountryclub.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We have an accident on 94 eastbound, just east of Highway 26 in Jefferson County, off on the right shoulder. So watch out for that. We also have another one on eastbound 94, right about at Highway 164. That one's on the left shoulder. An accident on 41 southbound at Capitol Drive, off on the left shoulder as well. And then just general delays. Northbound 43 heavy from before Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. Southbound side's heavy from Hampton down to Capitol, and then westbound 94 pretty much from 27th Street, heavy all the way to about Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny, a high of 76. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 60 at the lakefront, 54 inland. Weather is brought to you by QC Kinetics. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat pain and restore your mobility. Call for a free consultation, 414-285-3474. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gridiron Developmental Football League National Championship is coming. On Saturday, August 31st, the Racine Raiders take on the Upstate Predators from New York. Don't miss out on your chance to enjoy real football for an affordable family rate. Buy your tickets now at GridironBowl2024.com. It's Gridiron Bowl 15. Kickoff from historic Horlick Field in Racine happens at 7 p.m. on Saturday, August 31st. That's GridironBowl2024.com for ticket and event info.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at LowTUSA.com.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, I'm Jeff Levering alongside Gina Della from Pella.
Thanks, Jeff. How do you say welcome?
With a new entry door from Pella.
Say it with color.
Like baseball bat oak or foul pole yellow?
Say it with class.
Like following players' unwritten baseball rules.
With clarity.
Like a no-doubter shot off the scoreboard?
Or with confidence.
Like an overachieving first-place team who experts predicted would be below average this season.
Before saying welcome with your new entry door from Pella, secure an incredible deal.
Like a ruthless baseball player's agent. Here's a deal you cannot pass up.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
That's the ball game. A Pella walk-off.
Your new entry door from Pella is installed and warranted by Pella for years of comfort and durability.
Don't miss out on 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
Schedule your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 8/31/2024.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Did you know that fact, though?
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that fact?
Is that just a fact, Brig?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Chewy does. Chewy knows the most facts of anyone on the show.
He also knows the most fiction.
On 94.5 ESPN. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
So the reason why I picked the top 8 offense the way I did, because again, last year the Packers, I mean, certainly in the last 8 games, had a top 10 offense. But it seems like this week is the week to talk about the Packers offense. And I think the Packers offense is going to be good. But the way that everyone's like, oh yeah, Packers are going to be a number 1 offense. Packers are going to be a top 5 offense. It's giving me vibes of when everybody told me that the Packers were going to have a top defense. Not this past season, but the season before. Oh, they spent all these draft picks. They've got all this talent. They've got all these things. And look, the offense isn't, I don't think, going to be as bad as the defense was 2 seasons ago. But also, there's still growing that has to happen for this team to reach that level. I look at the teams, again, the Chewy ranking system is where you take the yards, you take the scoring, you add them up, and you go from there. So the top 8 teams, Chew: Dolphins, Niners, Cowboys, Lions, Bills, Ravens, Rams, Eagles. What's something that all 8 of those teams had in common a year ago?
A year ago, they all had a number 1.
They had studs.
Yeah.
Absolute studs at wide receiver. At least one stud at wide receiver. And a lot of those teams had more. Right? Like the Dolphins, the Niners have a lot of pass catchers. I mean, I guess the Ravens would be the only one, right? The Ravens would be the only one that did not have an absolute stud number 1.
Is Mark Andrews their number 1?
Yeah, but he got hurt too. He only played.
I know.
Yeah, he has been in the past. Zay Flowers certainly grew last year. Like, he had his moments.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say, I mean, their pass-catching weapons would be the only one a year ago, similar to what the Packers had.
Yes, correct.
But the Rams, Eagles, like the Ravens are the outlier there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Packers come in there. They're knocking on the door. But again, and LaFleur gets mad when we focus on this, somebody has to become a stud. And the more fans I talk to, like I was talking to a fan during a WSG event I played on Monday. Oh, man, you're like, Rodgers, he just got locked on to Devontae, which I think is just a narrative that existed because of one play. Did Devontae catch a hell of a lot of passes? He absolutely did. But when Devontae was getting the ball because they had 35 seconds left in San Francisco, and he catches back-to-back throws to get them in field goal range so Mason Crosby can win the game, nobody's complaining about it. But you complain about it when in the playoff game, you have Allen Lazard running wide open and Rodgers just chucked it deep for whatever reason to Devontae. Like, when you have a number 1 wide receiver, it changes everything. And I guess I look at it like this, Chew, and you can tell me if I'm way off base here. But when you have a stud number 1 receiver, I think that almost makes it harder on defenses because they've got to always we got to keep an eye on him. Mm-hmm. When you've got receivers like the Packers do, and they've got deep receivers, like I don't want to say they're bad, they're good receivers. You can kind of just go about your business, right? Like if you want to run cover 3, okay, we'll just run cover 3. We're not going to shade. We're not going to, hey, make sure we keep an eye on Devontae or Justin Jefferson or whomever, Amon-Ra St. Brown, whoever you want to throw out there. They can just kind of run their stuff and not have to worry about, okay, we got to make sure we're keeping an eye on this guy.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
No, the one thing I thought we'd get out of this camp is a clear ranking of their receivers, which I don't think we have any. I mean, there was love for Dobbs with Jair saying what he said.
Yeah.
Early on, there was a lot of love for him. And then you go to Denver and you don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, and I kind of thought I knew what he was. I'm not going to say it's for sure, but if he goes out and doesn't do anything against the Ravens, he's a good player.
No, he's James Jones.
He's a good player. He's not a great player.
No.
He's not a great player.
But they need somebody to be a great player out of this group.
Like, I thought they would try to push. I mean, we all know about Wicks, right? Yep. Wicks, great, young. There was talk of him elevating to the number one position. That doesn't feel like it happened. Now they're going to say, hey, he caught a touchdown pass against Cleveland. That was against a safety. That was Andre Rison touchdown in the Super Bowl. Where they screwed up because they put the corner outside.
Yeah, that's where having the deep receivers, you can take advantage of that mismatch, right? Like that's where having that deep of a receiving core certainly helps out.
There's benefit to having, as many talented guys as they had, but life is a little easier when you do have that stud. Not from a standpoint of he's always going to be open, you're always going to go to him like Devontae. It's just it knows what you're going to have opposite. Devontae, you're number one. You're going to have single coverage, and that guy should win. And they still do it today when I played, and it's probably true with the Packers. Their number one receiver against most teams isn't going to be as good as the number one corner for the other team. Number two corner, number two receiver for the Packers, sometimes the corner's going to be better than him. Sometimes the receiver's going to be better than him. Where you make your hay is the third spot, the zebra position, as we used to call it. Most teams try to get that third receiver much better than their nickel, right? And that's why that position group is the most popular across the board, and that's what you try to get to. That's where they're at. The Packers' number three receiver should always be better than their nickel.
Than the other team's nickel.
Than the other team's nickel. And I think that's how they go about it. You can win that way. You can win when it's flowing. It just makes life a little harder. Makes life a little harder. Like I said, I'm not concerned.
No, I still think that this offense can be very good. I don't think they can be the top offense in the league without somebody emerging.
I agree.
Like, you got to have a 1,000-yard receiver. You got to have somebody who emerges as the guy in order to have the top offense in the league. It's just
and LaFleur
the way it is.
Does do a great job of scheming guys open. But now you have teams that have 17 or how many games on film, right? So you're not going to fool them as much. You can only do so much, right? Eventually, you got to do your bread and butter, and you got to do it well. So teams, and they spend so much time in the offseason, you always study your division the most, and then you go to the most relevant teams in the NFC. You go to San Francisco, you go to Philadelphia, you go to teams like that, and you study up on them. That's my only concern. Is the scheming open? Because he did a ton of it last year. I mean, there's only so many things you can draw up on paper the week before a game, and that's my concern. Because 80% of it is your bread and butter stuff, week in, week out. Change the formation, change the personnel grouping, and it's the same stuff.
Josh, are you worried at all about all this love the offense is getting in the way that, again, I pair all this love that's coming from the outside with some of the reporting that's being done by guys like Wilde and Huber and Domofsky of, thought the offense would be a little bit better in camp. Yeah, not that they need to win every day. Clearly they've had their moments from time to time, but the offense has won one practice, and then the defense goes up against a mediocre offense from a year ago and gets worked.
Let me tell you why people shouldn't get concerned. They stunk for 8 games. They weren't good.
Yeah.
Right? So if it starts off slow, there shouldn't be a panic button. It's a long season. You can turn it on. They proved that last year. Do I anticipate them starting slow this year? Absolutely. Absolutely.
If they're 2-5, Chew, I'm going to be full panic. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
right
well,
now.
you should be. 2-5.
I'm just gonna. I'm going to be full disclosure.
But if they're
here.
3-2, Gabe.
Oh, 3-2 is no. You're
You're
fine.
fine.
3-2. Yeah, you're going to be fine.
I get nervous every time the national pundits coalesce under one single take. It's different when it's Patrick Mahomes is going to have an explosive offense. Like, well, yeah. We've seen proof of concept in that before. To be predicting and kind of out ahead of it, I understand why. You look around at all the weapons, the addition of Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love continuing to improve. I think this offense like bottoms out at middle of the league, so I'm not terribly terrified.
Yeah, that's why. Again, I prefaced this whole thing with it was like when everybody was loving on the defense 2 years ago, and I don't think that. I mean, that defense had a much lower bottom than whatever this offense is.
The only way they bottom out, finish 15-20. The offensive line stinks.
Well, so that's the other thing. Yeah. That's the other thing.
That's how they bottom out.
This offensive line got up to a slow start last year. They were more beat up than we thought. And among their top 6, Zach Tom's beat up.
Yeah.
Jordan Morgan's beat up. Makes me a little concerned.
I think the path forward for them is the emergence of there's a couple outs here. Like, if Christian Watson stays healthy, that changes the entire face of the offense.
Without a doubt.
If Josh Jacobs is 2 years ago, Josh Jacobs, whole different offense, very hard to stop. If Dontavian Wicks emerges, whole different offense. If Jaden Reed keeps it up, like, I think there's pathways there, and that's what excites me about it is you don't have to do it one single way necessarily, and not all of it needs to be Matt LaFleur being the most creative and best OC in the league for the season. I think there's multiple ways there which gets you excited. I do agree, though, you have to, even if it's, hey, Tucker Kraft, he gets 5-6 touches a game and they're all valuable. If it, they have to find their things. It can't just be maybe Bo Melton goes off. Maybe Grant DuBose goes off. Maybe Wicks goes off. Like, I do think they need to find a consistent couple options that they're going to rely on game in and game out.
It's both lines. It's O-line and D-line. If they get gashed and run defensively and, Rashawn Gary has 8 sacks and Preston Smith looks old and Devontae Wyatt is not the draft pick we thought he was, it's going to be trouble. So those right now are my 2 biggest question marks. I feel good about everything else except that.
I got questions about linebacker. Somehow, even though positional battles were happening somehow I feel best about the secondary.
Yeah.
Because of McKinney and because of Jair. Even though you have a position battle for the second safety, and it looks like Stokes is winning and going to win that second corner spot.
Mm-hmm.
But linebackers are kind of beat up. Not a lot of proof of concept there either.
Our linebackers didn't really matter. I don't want to disparage them, but I guess I already did.
Too late.
But when you have a defensive line of Sean Jones, Reggie White, Gilbert Brown, Santana Dotson, makes your job a lot easier. Easier.
Would you have said that if you thought Wayne Simmons was listening?
No, Wayne was just kind of the cherry on the top.
Okay, because Wayne's a little
Wayne was the cherry on the top.
Well, but Wayne was also a little crazy.
Well, Wayne showed up and sometimes he didn't, though.
Oh, really?
Oh, he didn't always show up.
Okay.
No.
He didn't turn the crazy on enough?
Well, he played down to his competition, I think.
Yeah.
If you're playing a crappy team, lights are on, the lights are on, and you're playing a good team, Wayne's
showing up.
Wayne's the man.
But Wayne wasn't showing up when you were playing
Not really.
the Lions because they were bad. Although
before the San Francisco game when he beat the crap out of Brent Jones, did you really hear a lot about Wayne Simmons?
No.
He shined when you needed to shine.
Worked out for you.
He got his guy.
Especially in that game.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center is the only place to go for that ring. Best place to shop in Milwaukee for diamond engagement rings for a reason. It's clearly where I went. It's where I will always send somebody, because if you have an idea, you can just browse their inventory, shoptjc.com, or in Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington. But if you don't have an idea, maybe check out our Pinterest page. See if there's anything there. Bring those ideas in, and the helpful team at the Jewelry Center is always going to make sure that you find that perfect diamond engagement ring. Whether we're talking about lab-grown diamonds, naturally mined diamonds, whatever you're in the market for when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. So check out their inventory. ShopTJC.com. Make sure you tell them that Gabe and Chew sent you.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
The college football season. How do you think I get through it? How do you think I manage all of the responsibilities I have during college football season? It is my Celsius energy drink. Got a box of Peach Vibe hanging out in my refrigerator as we speak. You can find it at Pick and Save or online at Amazon. Stay active and energized all day long with Celsius Essential Energy Drinks.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Less is more.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA Oak Creek help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can get 15% off their IKEA purchases. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Though, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a, oof, like just, instead of a, huh.
Yeah. But that's all part of
You know
taking the
what I'm
training
talking
law.
about.
I do, but it's just such funny noises.
Did this get sexual or something? I don't know about it. What the hell just happened?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Great song. And the reason why Joshy's playing it is because right now is your opportunity to check out Third Eye Blind. They're coming to Potawatomi. And here at ESPN Milwaukee, we love to send you to great events. Right now, your chance to see Third Eye Blind Saturday, August 31st at Potawatomi Casino Hotel as part of their Amplified Concert Series. Caller number 6. Caller 6. 800-990-3776 to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line gets a 4-pack of tickets to see Third Eye Blind. Full contest rules at ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Third Eye Blind, August 31st at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Call now. I'm going to be there.
You're a big Third Eye Blind guy.
I
right?
am.
Is that a sit?
No.
What is it?
Well, I'll explain it to you later.
Because the third eye is typically a zit.
Nope.
Third eye. Is it spelling? What? Is it an old guy thing? What?
Yeah.
That's called an eye?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yep.
You young kids are weird.
What do you mean, young kids? It's a group from the 90s.
This is?
Third Eye Blind? Yeah.
Our music in Green Bay, when I played there, was so bad.
Well, yeah, they still play jock jams up there.
Closing time. One last call for alcohol.
Semisonic. That's a good song.
That's a horrible
It's a good song.
Yeah, it gets me up. Yep.
Well, I
gotta block Michael Strahan. Hey, let's play Closing Time.
Closing Time is a good song. It is not a good song to play before a football game.
All right, that's fair. I'll meet you there.
Okay. It is. Should that be on any sort of football or stadium playlist? Absolutely not. No. Get it as far away from
is
stadium
Green Bay
playlist.
still known? Because players I played with, they'd be like, dude, your music that they play in the stadium is terrible. Is it still bad?
They still play there's like the 90s jock jam song when they're doing starting lineups.
Is it bad? I'm just asking.
It's not good. Would it be nice to update that? Would it be nice to upgrade that? Yes, absolutely it would. I think that's one of the things they should be looking into. Maybe a different song for the introduction, but I think at this point they feel that maybe it's part of the charm of Lambeau.
No,
I don't know.
Not. It's really not.
The olds that are there with their green package will be all hacked off.
Would they? Telling you to sit down, I'm trying to listen to the damn music.
Yeah, it's that newfangled rap music. Get that out of here. I'm trying to enjoy a game.
I mean, the Bucks do a nice job.
Yeah. They've got DJ Shauna.
It's because they're modern.
All right.
I mean, it was a big deal that they had an alternate white jersey.
No, I know.
That's true.
That was like groundbreaking for that team.
I mean, Affliction is just hitting Green Bay right now, right? Give them a break.
It's unnecessary, isn't it? That's a little unnecessary.
The music's bad, though, right?
It's not good.
Okay. Just saying.
Those people in Green Bay got the gemstone
I mean,
pants
shouldn't the players have a voice?
You would think.
We had no voice. Huh?
I mean, I'm surprised, especially after you won a Super Bowl, that you guys did not have a
No
voice.
voice
You guys should
whatsoever.
have gotten some sort of vote.
It was Leland J. Rimmel.
Well, although, but like,
Let's play a little Billie Holiday.
But you want Steely Dan, and that's not stadium pump-up music either.
It's better than what they got. Not by much.
Debatable. What's not debatable, Wilde and Tausch. They're coming up next.
We have an accident on 94 eastbound, just east of Highway 26 in Jefferson County, off on the right shoulder. So watch out for that. We also have another one on eastbound 94, right about at Highway 160.